so that things can move more smoothly, okay? And I was kind of except that that's what the feeling was, but with a denser kind of energy than like what it feels like the plastic is. I don't. It's a twisting off. It's the removing of something. It's the opening of something. It's the letting breathe of something. And I think that's some sort of. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like this is some sort of vulnerability here, or some sort of. Yeah, because there's a protective thing. There's something you feel you need to fight against. It's an abrasion. It's kind of it might be rubbing a little hot right now because there's so much friction, because you're doing this thinking and trying to grab onto, trying to, you know, control the pace, control the I do want to pull on where this might be stemming from. But there's a need for compassion with the self and more kindness with the self, because this is a big part of what this friction is, this abrasion, you know, this burn. It's kind of a hardness on the self. Feeling trapped, feeling like you don't have the direction that's going to lead you to happiness. So yeah, okay, here we have on the 5 of Cups, it says self-pity. There's an energy of self-pity. There's an energy of like being disappointed in the self, fear of, I think there's an awareness of the fear to take some sort of risk towards some sort of something that's planned, or towards moving towards a next step or a next level, or towards making some sort of bold, balanced energy. It's the thing. It's a balanced energy. It's two such conflicting sides here. But there is something that you can do with it. To not have a self-doubt, for one, because there is a self-doubt that's really going into this here. Can I get more information on the Hanged Man in the reverse, please? Where is this stemming from? Information on the Hanged Man. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. We have the Death card in the reverse. Okay, so there's some sort of like fear of change. Here we have a fear of loss. Okay, a fear of disappointment. So it's like the heart is kind of like pulling towards something, calling towards something, you know, like looking ahead at something and wanting to put energy there. I think there might be like a balance thing here with the Two of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles did come out. I think there's some sort of balancing here to do with, like, I don't know if there's like work life, home life, or there's something to do with like the pleasure of the feminine energy, and like more peaceful, more nurturing, or enjoying beauty or aesthetics, or things that are fun, things that like are, that bring up the energy, that give you like this sun energy, this happiness energy, this you know, feeling of belonging within the self. Wow. Okay. There's a stagnation, you know, a lack of movement, because it's coming from the friction on this thing that you're trying to get past. I think it just needs to be looked at from a different perspective. Again, this looping kind of energy, this rotational is what it feels like trapped in some sort of mindset here when it comes to some sort of vulnerability in your life. When it comes to like a feeling, a sense of, there's a protection. It's a protection thing, it feels like, with the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands here. Okay, you feel like you have to persevere to overcome something that it's like you have overcome, but you're losing focus or forgetting something almost. Okay, causing yourself with this overanalyzing or or just like thinking from a fixed loop perspective, a certain mindset. It's causing you to feel like indecisive and kind of in between. And yeah, there's something, oh wow, I'm dipping into the subconscious here. Cancer energy or Scorpio energy could be significant. Capricorn energy as well. I know I didn't get to pull that. I didn't like feel that with the other cards, but this here I did. I feel there's something, this just like came out of nowhere. It feels like there's kind of going to be some sort of like check here, or maybe possibly I could be providing the message for you here. I'm not sure, but there's some sort of like check that's coming through, like a reality check, an aha moment. That's the Ace of Wands in the Tower. It's like, but this is an aha moment with the energy, whereas the Ace of Swords is more like a mental, like a thought process thing, or yeah, like I just heard like a checks and balance in the head, an ordering of things in the mind. This is more something that's energetic. It's like something that's more subconscious. It's something that might be a little more elusive to you. It's an intuitive message here. We have disorganization here. Okay, yeah, it could be something to do with order of the energy, priority. Okay, where you're putting your focus. And it's coming from holding on to something. So the Five of Cups, it really does come to holding on to something. And this is a mindset, a protective method, a fear of loss. It's holding on to, it's protecting something within yourself, okay? And protecting like the heart, protecting the vulnerability, protecting this soft energy, this nurturing, peaceful energy here, okay? There's a need to take a little better care of the self, okay? Instead of looking too far outside, with the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands, okay? I'm getting a message there, without looking too far outside the self. You guys are just getting like 3 individual little like therapy sessions. No, I'm just kidding. But like, I hope that these parts, even if you didn't watch all 3 parts, I hope that these are able to help you move through some sort of process, whether, you know, of course, taking what resonates, right? Taking the parts that resonate and leaving the rest. But like, I hope that I'm touching on things for each of you that is helpful for some sort of processing here, because again, this is some sort of obstacle that is causing friction, because there's a certain way you have to turn it. It's almost like a key. It's like a weird like earth key, stone key. Okay, it's something to, wow, this is something to do with like grounding. Okay, we have Venus energy here, Taurus and Libra. We also have Virgo. Okay, it's something about organizing. Oh, Coda, you stink, girl. Oh my goodness. My dog over here ripping ass. Sorry. Girl, go somewhere else. But it's like grounding some sort of element of, I think this might come to perspective, okay, with the Hanged Man overall. Like the Hanged Man, it's like every single one of the major arcana that are sticking around here. We have the Empress, the Hanged Man, the Death card in the reverse, and the Sun card. It's like they're very much sticking out like major arcana. There's a lot coming back to this Hanged Man, looking at the world from a different perspective, like a perspective that's a little more creative, okay? A little more into the flow, more like Pisces kind of energy, a little more magical, okay? A little more mystical, magical. Like lean into the mystery, okay? There was that 8 of Cups at some point. I think that was in the part 1. There's leaving behind some sort of old it was something that you put a lot of energy into, a lot of emotion into, a lot of work into, and it was something that very much protected you for a long time and helped you out. But it's like you moved away from a certain set of like, it's almost like a comfort zone that you moved yourself out of. Okay, there's just, it's just to continue to release it. And it might be something that's kind of eluding you or bogging you down because it's something you could be dealing with for quite a while. Okay, this is something that's like, it's taking like continuous or multiple continuous like tries and twists and turns. Almost like you have to like whittle it down in a way. Like it's, ooh, yeah, that feels heavy. That feels heavy. It's something that like you've been doing an active healing process here is what it feels like, for sure. Like very, it's like almost hands-on, like hands-on the energy. It's coming a lot from the solar plexus. Okay, it's a part of the self-identity, okay? It's like you, in my readings, aside from my tarot readings, like my messages, my meditative messages and channeled messages have been coming through that there is, there's been a release of a certain identity and a stepping into a new sense of self and a new identity, and you're adjusting to this, and you have wobbly legs because it's new. And I think this is just a process that you're going through, and it feels like there might be like you're losing some focus here because you're trying it so many different ways, and you've kind of gotten like latched on something, whether this is depending on your own healing process or like reflection process in this certain scenario, whether it's been days or weeks or maybe even months. It's like you were moving through different things, and then all of a sudden you're kind of like latched on one that you can't like see clearly, but you're like focusing on it almost too much and not letting it breathe. Okay, there's a need to let it breathe for a bit and stop focusing on it so much, because you're groveling over how it's not working out and how like the certain perspective you've got latched on, it's causing you to like not see things, excuse me, burp for confirmation, not see things in a more optimistic light, because it's something that you've been trying to tackle. And it's like you were tackling things, like you were getting things, you were like taking care of business here, and then it was just like there's something that has come up in the past few days or weeks, or for some of you even possibly months, depending on your situation, that it almost, there's something about it that kind of felt like it became a burden, or like a responsibility. I say a burden because it's something that you feel obligated to that you're not really obligated to. Yeah, we're getting in really deep today. We're getting in really deep. It's something subconscious. There's something to do with, it's eluding. And it's because you've taken on too much of it. You're overwhelming yourself with a certain aspect of something that needs to just have like another release. And as I'm saying that, we have the devil in the reverse on the back, releasing yourself from some sort of old cycle, okay? It's a self-imposed kind of loop. Whoever you are, thank you for opening your energy to me and spending time with me today. Okay, I hope that this has been helpful. I hope I've been able to help like clear some things up, or kind of let you see things in a new light, okay? So you can try to move that ball around in a different perspective, or shift that ball around to see if you can find a little more breathing room in there, okay? Apprehension, moving out into the world, doubt and fear. Oh, and jewel within a teardrop. Okay, there's going to be some sort of situation, or there's something happening right now that's going to allow you to reconnect, okay? There's some sort of, it's like you're trying to protect something soft within, some sort of vulnerability, Okay, but it's causing you to like focus too much on the second part, that other part of you that is wanting to protect. I mean, it might be ego here. Now that I'm saying that, now that it's coming out like that, it might be ego. Like, is it's just something that needs to be released. It's an old ego, okay, an old and there's like an attachment to it with the solar plexus. It's an old identity. It's an old like an old body is what it feels like. Like it's like an old skin or something. Like that's what it feels like. Moving out into the world. Number 18. Apprehension, doubt and fear. Again, this fear of loss, this fear of disappointment. It's a self-doubt or a doubt like because of this something that's eluding you, this mystery. You're just focusing too much on the mystery almost. Focusing too much on a certain aspect of the process that has to do with release, that has to do with perspective, that has to do with the old. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. Huh? Helps you move through this stuff, though. It really does. It's time to get going. There is nothing to fear. Take the first step, just do it, and you will find that all will work out for you. The longer you procrastinate, the harder it will be. It's understandable that you feel unsure of yourself. The first step is sometimes the hardest. You have much to offer, and you will realize this as you move out into the world. Be brave. Even if you initially make mistakes, you will be well received. Treat every day as a learning experience. As your confidence increases, so too will your self-esteem and success. You are a sincere and beautiful person. Do not doubt yourself, okay? I feel like there is that almost procrastination. Like, and you're aware of this here. There's like the two of wands. You're focused on, like, you want to be focused on something, or you know your goal. You've taken a first step. There's been planning. Like, you're moving in something. It's just that there has been an obstacle. I don't know how long this has been. Like I said, it's days, weeks, months. For some of you, there's some sort of... and it's causing, a blockage, which is creating a shadow, which is casting this Five of Cups energy. It's making you a little sad, a little lacking in focus, a little bit of, not being able to concentrate, of being too much in the head here. Okay, and yeah, it's like nerves almost. Like, I don't know if there's something like specific that you are going towards, but yeah, that's what it... I mean, you're doing it, though. You're doing it. I hope that this was able to give you encouragement, because you're doing it, and you've been doing it. It's just that, you might be just being a little too hard on yourself. I'll be honest with you. Like, not allowing yourself to, like, take a breather, like take a bath, like, relax without thinking about this, like, without trying to figure out this key, this grounding key. I think the way that the key to like moving through this is grounding in a way that you haven't yet. And that's just like letting yourself relax for a little bit out of the mind, and that through this process it's going to allow you to refocus. Okay, it's just, yeah, I don't know why I keep referring to this. I'm like seeing very visibly like this block, this like, it's like stone, and it's between these other stone pieces, and it's just like trying to turn so it can get like through a tube or something like that. Like, it's a thought that's gotten stuck. You'll get it. I almost said you'll work through it. You don't need to work through it. That's not what it is. It's a resting through it. Is what it is. It's to allow yourself resting through it and removing yourself from it. It's removing a part of yourself from something that's going on within you. It's the two part of, that's okay, that's what it is. The stone is the two parts of yourself, and this ball in the middle is like a thought, or it's like your motivation or your inspiration or something like that. Whew. Yeah, that just released some weight. It's like getting the ball rolling. Oh my gosh, that makes sense why the apprehension card came out. It's getting the ball rolling. You're blocking yourself. You're standing in your own way here, okay? And that's okay. Like, it's understandable. These kind of processes are hard, but I'm just here to let you know and help you out with it. It's time to get going. Yeah, time to get the ball rolling. Time to get the ball rolling. Oh, I want to pull out of my own deck, but I have some cards pulled out right now so that I can, like, I don't know. I keep thinking of new things or wanting to go deeper into each of my cards so that I can get even clearer and more precise messages. Oh, wow. Beautiful card to end it off with. Reflection, illusion, self-examination, and distortion. Reflection. You're in this reflection period, but you've gotten stuck on a certain thought, on a certain part of this process. What you see around you mirrors what you feel within you. The chaos you perceive or experience in your physical reality, which is what it feels like. I don't think it's like coming from perception. I think you're seeing the perception, like, in a way, it's like you're seeing the path forward clearly. It's more than energy. It's the experiencing of the perception. Does that make sense? It's a thought train. I hope that makes sense. If things are not working well in your outer world, what is it that is not working well within you? This card calls for a thorough self-examination. Do not merely skim the surface. You must delve deep to uncover the truth. Okay, see, this is what I feel like you've been doing, or you were doing, and then something kind of caught you off track, or something like caught a vulnerability. That could be what it is that it caught a vulnerability, and those two parts of yourself closed in on this vulnerability in order to protect you. Okay. It's giving, that's the room to breathe. There's something that's closed in, and it's in the solar plexus area too. It's something that's closed in. Okay. It's something you need to, like, twist the outsides apart so that this ball can get rolling again, so that you can light back up again this, oh look, the sun card energy. So that you can get back to feeling happy and harmonious with yourself and your outside world. Because right now what's happening is this remembrance, resurfacing of past feelings and emotions. This is the Mercury retrograde influence, okay? It's having you go through this process. It's a very powerful process that's happening here. And it's very beautiful. It's just a little elusive and a little heavy, because Mercury retrograde, we get stuck a little bit because of how much comes to us at once, how much resurfaces, how much comes back for reflection and assessment, okay, so that you can reorganize and readjust. That's what Mercury retrograde is for. It's this remembrance of past losses or disappointments, or times that you deluded yourself or eluded yourself, like illusionary things. It's like maybe there's a fear here that you're going to experience this again, and that's what's causing the closing in and the protection of this stone on the inside. And this stone isn't like, it's something that's like, it rolls through your solar plexus. It's kind of like it keeps you on, it's a track. It's not just your train of thought, it's the track that you move on. Basically, it's like your path is a little blocked through a fear that you're going to not be able to trust yourself. Almost, it's not a trust. But it's not a trust thing, because I'm not having those cards come out. It's like not be able to ground yourself, not be able to keep yourself stable or organized, and so you feel like you have to tighten up ship. Is that a phrase? That's what I heard. Tighten up. And it's causing you here to, with the Hangman in the reverse, to be maybe indecisive or frustrated action. It's frustration. That Seven of Wands, Nine of Wands is coming from a place of frustration with yourself. Okay? This is where you're eluding, you're placing an illusion over yourself because of something, because of this abrasion within. Journaling, yeah. Seeking professional advice, if you ever need help to talk through something, maybe speaking this out loud could be beneficial for some of you, okay? With the Four of Swords, like sitting down and talking, and this doesn't have to be with a therapist, because I know how some people are about therapy, but therapy is very beneficial when you find the right therapist, okay? But when you just talk to somebody, okay? They don't have to be professional, but it's somebody that'll like listen and is open, not somebody that's going to like, it's somebody that's going to hear from your perspective. It's got to be somebody that's really close to you, that knows your vulnerabilities and that you feel safe with, okay? And if you don't have this, that's when professional help does come in. I feel so many people are opposed to the therapy thing, and that's why I'm saying it weird, okay? Therapy is so healthy. Therapy is so good for you, and it's very beneficial in many different ways. And it's more than just, a release or an outlet. It's a construction of the self. It's a deconstructing and reconstructing. It's a rewiring of the self, like speaking things out loud, using that throat chakra and being, speaking about the things that you're struggling with. It's just got to be somewhere where you feel safe and you're safe. Not somewhere, that you don't know well enough for that. And I don't think that's for everyone, but that's definitely for the people out there that are, more closed off, or more isolated, or more, they're more internally focused, okay, more introverted. But you're doing a good job. You're trying, like you're really trying. It's just that these two parts, there's just a little bit of friction. There's just friction going on. Okay? But there is a coming back into the self that's going to be happening. We had the Moon card, the Tower, and the Ace of Wands. There will be an energy shift. You will, an energy shift. You will be able to turn the energy around and open it up for you to breathe, for you to see clearly, for you to receive messages through, okay? You're going to be able to come back to this place of happiness, happiness, harmony, and fulfillment. Okay? And I do believe that this is by the end of Mercury retrograde, okay? Because the number on this card is 24. And I believe that's, like, I'm feeling 2024 from that. This is just a Mercury retrograde process. Okay? It really does feel like that. Something is resolved soon. That's how it starts off. Something is resolved soon. A new page is turned as a concern you have dissolves and gives way to a period of sunshine. A time to relax and enjoy life, free of the worry and doubt that have cast a gray shadow over your life for the past few weeks. Okay? So for most of you, it's not days or months, it's weeks, okay? But that's not going to be for all of you. For some, it'll be days. For some, it'll be months. During the coming month or so, try to spend some time in nature. Personally, where I'm at, that's not possible. Oh, wait, we will be having a couple days that are going to be warmer. So, if you're somebody that watches, that is in Minot, or, oh. How do I cut that out? Oh my gosh. That's so silly. To anyone that watches my videos that I know of, like people that I've known, go outside for a little bit, okay? Immerse and surround yourself in her natural beauty, for she will help you restore your balance, harmonize your energy centers, and replenish your body, mind, and spirit. It may be difficult for you to switch off at first, but after a few days, as your thoughts slow down, you will settle into a new and more relaxed rhythm, allowing you to breathe, allowing that ball to move, allowing you to continue on your path forward. Okay? It's almost like yeah, it's really it's working with Mercury retrograde. It's working with the shift. It's working with the flow. Okay? So it's taking in the chaotic energy of Mercury retrograde and how that causes you to feel internally and especially mentally, and helping it move along by letting it do its thing almost. Wow. I feel like I'm going on forever here, but I'm just like, I'm so intrigued by this energy. And I mean, I love the reflecting and like the working through things. It's just something needs some breathing room. Okay? Yourself, you need some breathing room. Okay? Run yourself a bath, journal some, let stuff out when it needs to be let out, and don't over fixate. Okay? Especially on things from the past that you've already like freed yourself from. You've already made a decision, moved in a direction, let something go. It's just, you just need to kind of like allow your thoughts to be your thoughts and just be an observer. um I heard be a passenger. It's kind of like letting Mercury take the wheel right now so that you can assess things, communicate with yourself during this process. Okay, try to understand where you're misunderstanding, or not even that, allowing yourself to just see and think without grabbing it, without grabbing it. Okay, just letting it kind of swirl almost, and you're going to be receiving information through this. Okay, that so if you're worried about like just letting something else take over, which is it feels 100% like the planetary alignment. Sorry if you're not into astrology and stuff like that, but it does feel like the planetary alignments, especially Mercury retrograde right now, that you're being eased through, or like something supporting you through, easing a perspective and moving through something that's been some sort of obstacle in the way of releasing further, or so that you can come into yourself further, so that you can become more aligned with your heart and like move further in your purpose and your intention here moving forward. Okay, so that you will be able to, once Mercury retrograde is over, recommit and refocus. Okay, it's almost like you're being guided away from making any big movement right now, because of the fact that it's kind of tense. It's kind of hard to breathe. It's kind of almost convoluted because it's eluding you. It's like convoluted makes it sound like there's so many different parts, but there's not. There's only two parts and the one in the middle. Almost three. It's like just pulling the parts. It's like not pulling the parts together. It's like letting them do their own thing and work together, but not in this way. Not in this way. Okay? In this way. Deep breaths. Okay. If you hear a weird sound, it's my dog scratching the couch, trying to make it comfier. I don't know if it helps, but she does it on everything, even the hard ground. All right, but I hope this found everybody that it was meant for, whether all three parts, two of them, or just this one. I hope this found everyone that was open to it, okay? I hope this found you in an open and receptive state. I hope that you were able to understand, like, the messages. I know that sometimes I get, like, almost, like, metaphorical, or, like, I get a little complex with the way I try to word things in a certain way to create a certain, organization, trying to see things from different perspectives. And so I try to put the words towards it. So I know sometimes I can get confusing, so I hope I didn't get too confusing here. Your process is I mean, it is Mercury retrograde, but it's you, okay? And Mercury retrograde wants to help you with it. Okay, this phase that you're going through of some sort of almost miscommunication with the self, with two different parts of the self, is coming from something old, something past, and your Mercury wants to, it's not working against you and making it more frustrating. Okay? It's wanting to help you out, and you're just working against its help, so you're getting frustrated with it. I feel like most people here are tapped into the astrology because I'm talking about it so much. And I don't do that in every video. Most people know about mayonnaise in the refrigerator, though, so yeah, makes sense. Okay, thank you for letting me tap into your energy today. Thank you for allowing me to spend time with you, and thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate you stopping by. If you are interested in the way that I read, or you are drawn to the way that I interpret and communicate my messages, I do offer personal energetic readings for $35 right now. I'll have my email in the comments below, or the bio, or both, okay, my YouTube bio. Don't be afraid to reach out. I'm completely open to whoever wants to set up, and we will work something out. And until next time, guys, much love.